Greetings, Saints. This Sunday, the 9th of November, our topic is Covenant Fast, and we are to read Joshua chapter 5, verse 1 to 7, and then answer the question, why did the Lord command Joshua to circumcise the second generation of Israel at this particular time of the conquest? I'll read Joshua chapter 5, verse 1 to 7. It says, So it was when all the kings of the Amorites who were on the west side of the Jordan, and all the kings of the Canaanites who were by the sea heard that the Lord had dried up the waters of the Jordan from before the children of Israel until we had crossed over, that their heart melted, and there was no spirit in them any longer because of the children of Israel. At that time the Lord said to Joshua, and I quote, Make flint knives for yourselves and circumcise the sons of Israel again the second time. End of quote. And Joshua made flint knives for himself and circumcised the sons of Israel at the hill of the foreskins. And this is the reason why Joshua circumcised them. All the people who came out of Egypt, who were males, all the men of war, had died in the wilderness on their way after they had come out of Egypt. For all the people who came out had been circumcised, but all the people born in the wilderness on the way as they came out of Egypt had not been circumcised. For the children of Israel walked 40 days in the wilderness till all the people who were men of war who came out of Egypt were consumed because they did not obey the voice of the Lord, to whom the Lord swore that he would not show them the land which the Lord had sworn to their fathers that he would give us. And I quote, a land flowing with milk and honey, end of quote. Then Joshua circumcised their sons whom he raised up in their place, for they were uncircumcised because they had not been circumcised on the way. So after reading that text, the question is, why did the Lord command Joshua to circumcise the second generation of Israelites at this particular time of the conquest? After the exploration of the country, the encouraging report of the spies, and the miraculous crossing of the Jordan, we would expect that an immediate engagement with the enemy. However, there is something more important than the military conquest: Israel's covenant with God. Before the new generation could engage in taking the land, they needed to be fully aware of their special relationship with the owner of the land. The renewal of the covenant sign comes as a response to God's gracious and miraculous act of bringing Israel safely across the Jordan. Our covenant with God should always be an answer of gratitude for what He has already accomplished for us, never an act of trying to obtain some benefit by legalistic conformity to His requirements. This same concept, no doubt, was crucial to Paul's struggles with those who insisted that Gentile male converts be circumcised, as seen most clearly in his letter to the Galatians. Israel was on the verge of the greatest military campaign of its history, and we would expect the whole camp to be busy with war preparations. It was, but not in the conventional sense. Instead of harnessing the horses and sharpening the swords, they engaged in a ritual that left most of the fighting force vulnerable for at least 3 days. They did this in order to celebrate their relationship with their God, who delivered them from Egypt. Why? Because they recognize that the battle belongs to the Lord. He is the one who grants them victory and success. Jesus formulated the same principle in slightly different words. We read Matthew chapter 6, verse 33, and I quote, it says, But seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. That is Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. A New King James Version. Most of the time, everyday life seems to pressure us with the urgency of so many important things that we forget to give priority to the most important thing in our life. That is the daily renewal of our commitment to Christ. Our question for this day is, think about the times you have neglected time with God because of more, in quotes, important matters. Why is this so easy to do, and how can we fight against it? Let me repeat this question. Think about the times you have neglected time with God because of, I quote, important matters. Why is this so easy to do, and how can we fight against it? That's the question for today. And as we bring this to a close, I'll just remind us of the memory text, which is from the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 33, and it says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." God bless you. May He bless me too, so that we meet again tomorrow for another chance to study His Word. Thank you.